Hello students, welcome to our online science class. So, we already completed our chapters for first term examination and we started our revision classes, and in my last class, previous class, I already started the chapter 1, revision of chapter 1, plant reproduction. Okay. So, we know that reproduction is defined as a process by which an organism, whether a plant or an animal, produces new ones. And reproduction in plants, most of the plants, you know that most of the plants bear flowers, and those flowers develop into seeds. And seeds give rise to a new plant of the same type as the parent plant. Okay. So, you already learned that. Now we know that the growing plants always grow from seeds, and plants produce many seeds, but not all the seeds grow into new plants. Seeds require favorable conditions to grow into new plants, and only those seeds which get the right conditions those are only grow into plants. And you know that the structure of a seed, here you can see in this picture the structure of a seed. It is a young plant and a seed coat, cotyledon, from where the young plant get its food. And we already know that what is germination. When a seed gets all the favorable conditions, it grows into a baby plant, which is called a seedling. And this process of seed turning into a seedling is called as germination. You know, as the baby plant grows, it starts developing small green leaves inside the seed, and the growing hook-shaped shoot straightens out and pushes the cotyledons above the ground. Gradually, the shoot elongates to form a proper stem, and its leaves unfold, eventually falling off the cotyledons. Finally, a mature plant does not show the cotyledons because they shrink and disappear with the growth of the baby plant. Now, you know, growing plants from stem, roots and leaves. Actually, not all flowering plants depend on their seeds to reproduce new plants. Sometimes new plants can grow from stems, roots or leaves of the parent plants. So, how the plants grow from stem? Here you can see the stems of a rose, you know, plant, rose plant, hibiscus plant, they all are flowering plants. Rose, hibiscus and money plant can be used to grow new plants. Potatoes, ginger and onions are examples of underground stems. This can also be used to grow new plants. And potatoes and ginger have eyes on them. You can see eyes on the potatoes and ginger. If we cut a piece of potato having an eye on it and put this piece in soil, a new potato plant will grow out of this piece. You can have this experiment, and you can put the eye of the potato in soil and just watch how from it a new plant grow. Here you can see this picture. Stem cutting give rise from a new plant, and new plants arising from the eye of the potato. Okay. Now, I am telling you about how plants grow from roots. Some roots, like those of sweet potato, dahlia, carrot and radish, can give rise to new plants. If we cut the top portion of a carrot and plant it in the ground, new plant will grow from it. Top portion of the carrot. Okay. I hope you understand the top portion of the carrot. you can see some leaves are there in the top portion of the carrot. If you cut this part and plant it in the ground, plant it in the soil, you can see, you can watch that new plant will grow from this. Now is plants from the leaves. You know, sometimes new plants can grow from leaves. Bryophyllum is a common example of a plant which produces new plants from its leaves. And you can see here in this picture buds on bryophyllum leaf. Here on a bryophyllum leaf, how buds are formed. These tiny buds grow in the margin of the parent leaf, and after some time they fall off on the ground. These buds fall off on the ground, and from these buds new plants grow. Actually, these buds grow into new plants. Each bud can give rise to a new baby plant. For each bud, a new plant. Now, I will tell you about seed dispersal. We already learned it, that fruits contain seeds and seeds give rise to new plants. If all the seeds of a plant fall just beneath it in the same place, they will not get enough nutrients, because all of them will be fight to get nutrients, and so the nutrients which they want, that will be not enough for them. And not only nutrients, space and warmth to grow. This all baby plant needs nutrients, space and warmth to grow. Therefore, it is important that these seeds are distributed over a wide area where they stand a better chance of finding the right conditions to grow. The process by which seeds are carried to the new places away from the parent plant is known as seed dispersal. So, I am telling you again, the process by which seeds are carried to the new places away from the parent plant is known as seed dispersal. What is meaning of dispersal? Learn it carefully. Dispersal means the scattering or distribution of something. What are the different ways of seed dispersal? Depending on the type of the seed and many other factors in nature, there are many ways of dispersal of seeds. We can divide it into 4 types: wind dispersal, water dispersal, animal dispersal, and explosion or bursting. So, there are 4 types. Okay. Firstly, wind dispersal. Some seeds are carried to a new place by the wind. Wind helps the seeds to go a new place. These seeds are very light, like the seeds of the orchid are almost as fine as dust. Seeds of orchid are almost as fine as dust. Many seeds, like that of the dandelion, have hairy growths which act as parachutes and carry the seeds far away in the wind. The hairy growth just act like parachutes and carry the seeds away from far away from the parent plant with the wind. The fruits of sycamore have winged seeds and are dispersed by the wind. So, now we know that the dandelion and sycamore, these seeds are dispersed by the wind. Now, animal dispersal. Some plants have juicy fruits that animals like to eat. Only the juicy, fleshy part of the fruits is digested inside these animals' bodies. Actually, we human beings also like to eat juicy fruits, and we digest the juicy fruits and we eat the juicy fruits. Okay. So, it is the case of animals. So, the animals eat the whole fruits, and the fleshy part only digested, and the stones and pips are excreted and produce new plants. This can take place far away from the parent plant as animals keep roaming about. Blackberry, cherry, apples, etc. are dispersed in this way. Birds also help to disperse the seeds through their droppings. Birds also eat some birds eats fruits, you know. So birds also disperse the seeds through their droppings. Some fruits like that of the birdrock plant and datura have seeds with hook-like structure. These seeds catch on to the far off animals and are carried away with the animal. You can see here the picture of a dispersal of seeds through bird. Human beings also eat fruits like orange, mango, pear and plums. We like to eat these fruits. The fleshy part of the fruit is eaten and the seeds are thrown away. When the seeds get the right conditions, they germinate. Now about water dispersal. It is a method which works for seeds which can float in water. Some seeds can float in water. Like coconut seeds can travel thousands of kilometers across seas and oceans. Seeds of lotus and lily are also dispersed by water. Seeds of lotus and lily. Coconut, lotus, lily. These are all dispersed by water. And now dispersal by explosion. Some plants have pods which explode or burst open when ripe. This mode of dispersal of seeds is called explosion. Actually, the pods explode or burst open when they become ripe. It causes the scattering of the seeds away from the parent plant. As the pod is exploded, it causes the seeds are scattered away from the parent plant. And example of such plants are lady's finger, peas, beans and balsam. Here you can see this picture, dispersal of pea seeds by explosion. Okay. So this was the chapter and you read the chapter again and again to learn it, and I already discussed it and revision also completed, and the question answer I given to you, it already given to you. You memorize this question answers, and as there will be MCQ type of questions, so you have to read each and every line of this chapter. Okay, so this much for today's class, and you all stay safe. Bye till my next class.